Imagine waking up tomorrow and checking your phone only to find that Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and every other social media platform has just vanished into thin air. No warning, no goodbye posts, just digital tumbleweeds. Sounds like a fever dream, right? But what would actually happen if the world's 4.9 billion social media users suddenly had to face reality without filters, hashtags, or the constant dopamine hits from notifications? Spoiler alert. It would be chaos, liberation, and weirdly productive all at once. Let's start with the immediate fallout, because it would be spectacular. Within hours, global internet traffic would drop by nearly 30%, according to data from companies like Cloudflare and Akamai. That's billions of gigabytes of cat videos, selfies, and heated arguments about pineapple on pizza just evaporating. Manually. Billions of people would experience something psychologists call phantom vibration syndrome on steroids, constantly reaching for phones that now serve about as much purpose as a paperweight. Studies from institutions like the University of Pennsylvania have shown that even brief social media breaks reduce anxiety and depression. So imagine the collective mental recalibration when the break becomes permanent. Of course, the first 48 hours would also see a spike in actual human interaction. People awkwardly making eye contact on public transport, maybe even talking to their neighbors, which frankly sounds terrifying. Now, let's talk economics. Because this disappearing act would make the 2008 financial crisis look like a minor accounting error. The global social media advertising industry is worth over $200 billion annually, and companies like Meta, Byte, and Alphabet would see their stock values nosedive faster than your motivation on a Monday morning. According to research from eMarketer and the Interactive Advertising Bureau, millions of jobs tied directly to social media marketing, content creation, and influencer partnerships would vanish overnight. Small businesses that rely on Instagram Shops or Facebook Marketplace for sales, representing roughly 200 million enterprises worldwide according to Meta's own data, would scramble to find alternative revenue streams. Traditional advertising would make a roaring comeback, with TV networks, radio stations, and print media suddenly looking like geniuses for not abandoning ship entirely. Ironically, those outdated mediums would become the hottest commodities since toilet paper in 2020. The information landscape would transform so dramatically that future historians would mark it as a turning point. Without social media algorithms curating our reality, people would have to seek out news from actual news organizations. A concept that might seem as foreign as dial-up internet to Gen Z. Research from the Pew Research Center and MIT's Media Lab shows that misinformation spreads 6 times faster on social media than factual information. So the sudden elimination of these platforms would theoretically slow the spread of conspiracy theories and fake news. Of course, this assumes people don't just migrate to sketchy forums or email chains, which, let's be honest, they probably would. Journalists would have to rebuild direct relationships with audiences instead of relying on viral tweets, and political movements would need to organize through old-school methods like town halls, phone trees, and actual grassroots campaigning. Democracy might actually become more local and less performative, though politicians would definitely miss their ability to clap back at 3 a.m. On a personal level, the psychological reset would be profound and uncomfortable. Like emotional CrossFit, studies from institutions including Stanford University and the Royal Society for Public Health have documented how social media fuels comparison, anxiety, FOMO, and what researchers call highlight reel syndrome, where everyone's life looks perfect except yours. Without these platforms, people would lose their carefully curated digital personas and have to confront who they actually are, which is both liberating and mildly horrifying. Teenage mental health, which has deteriorated significantly since smartphones became ubiquitous according to longitudinal research from Zhang Tuan and Jonathan Hayden, might actually improve as young people rediscover hobbies that don't involve performing for an invisible audience. Friendships would become more intentional, since you'd actually have to make plans and show up rather than just liking someone's story. Downside. Keeping in touch with distant relatives and friends across the globe would require actual effort. And let's face it, most of us would probably fail that test. Ultimately, A world without social media would force humanity to answer an uncomfortable question. What do we actually do with our time when we read not scrolling? Productivity might skyrocket as people reclaim the average 2.5 hours per day they spend on these platforms. According to Data Reputals Global Statistics, creativity could flourish without the pressure of algorithmic validation, and genuine human connection might make a comeback, complete with all its messy, unedited glory. But let's not romanticize it too much. We'd also lose legitimate benefits, like community support groups, access to diverse perspectives, and the ability to mobilize quickly for social causes as seen in movements. Documented by researchers at Harvard's Berkman Klein Center, the truth is social media is neither pure evil nor digital salvation. It's a tool that amplifies human nature, both the brilliant and the catastrophically stupid parts. If it disappeared tomorrow, we'd adapt, complain, and probably invent something equally addictive within a year, because that's just what we do.